Hey everybody, this is Nathan here at the Gold Cove in frigid Detroit, Michigan. We are located at 25555 Gratiot in Roseville, and we would love to have you come see us. Today, we're gonna do some, I don't know, just one-on-one, one on 1,000, whatever it is, silver talk. We're just gonna go deep into some silver, kind of broad topic-wise. Some of the things I want to talk about is the historical ratios of gold to silver. A lot of times people will talk about like, well, historically, and we're gonna get into that a little bit. I do have some notes today. I don't usually. I'm gonna talk about maybe what my current expectations of the silver price should be in relation to what the gold price is today. We're gonna just touch on a silver shortage a little bit. We'll touch on that and some of the things, how to buy silver and what people are buying in silver with the different styles, the different brands, the different products that you can buy. But I will say that Happy New Year to everybody. And the Detroit Lions, the hometown favorite right now. They might even be a national favorite. If your team gets knocked out early, you stay on the bandwagon and get on the bandwagon for the Detroit Lions. It's exciting. It's fun. We haven't had a lot to talk about with them previous to the last couple of years. But let's go ahead and get into it. So people always bring up like, well, historical ratios of gold to silver are 10 to 1, 20 to 1, 30 to 1. They'll use different markers. And while that is true, I don't think that history just means that that's what's going to happen in the future. It's going to dictate the current or future prices. One of the things that we want to consider historically, when they talk about that, gold and silver were made out of money, right? So this was money. It's money. It's a quarter. It's worth $5, $6 today in silver. Back then it was 25 cents. All of our change was made out of silver. Not all of it. Let me take that back. Dimes, quarters, halves, a lot of dollars, a lot of our change was made out of silver. We're not using silver in coinage anymore, okay? So that's one big thing that would affect the historical ratios. Our old gold coins were made out of gold, right? Our old currency was made out of gold, and our silver coinage was made out of silver. So we're taking that out. There's no more silver in our current coinage. And so that's going to affect the historical ratio. I think current expectations on silver would be more like maybe a 50 to 60 to 1 ratio. I think right now we're at 80, 85, even approaching, actually I think we're close to 90. A 90 to 1 ratio. Gold, as you see, has been creeping up. Silver's kind of been crawling, maybe, if that, up. So it's fair to say last time gold was at 2,000 an ounce. Silver was around 50 an ounce. This is 2011. I think that's fair to see 50 an ounce today. Gold has gone up off of that, right? It's gone from the highs of 2011, 2000, up to 26, 2,700. I think we should see $50 an ounce silver. Will we see that? That's not something that I'm able to say, but I think that would be a fair evaluation today, 50 to 1. We're also using silver in a lot more different applications than we used to. Solar is a lot more prevalent than it was 10 to 20 years ago. Each solar panel might consume an ounce of silver. You got these electrical cars, the Teslas, they all have an ounce or two of silver in each one. They're using silver in aviation. They're using silver in outer space. NASA uses silver. They use silver in medical now, Band-Aids and different pharmaceutical applications. So silver is getting used up, which I also want to talk a little bit about. They say that there was a little bit of a silver shortage in 2024. So consumption was greater than production. Now you can, take what I'm saying to be true, or you can kind of do your own little searches on that and research more silver. There is a little bit of a squeeze. Now, we're not seeing that in the store. We are not seeing that in the store. But industrially or maybe institutionally, they say there is a little bit of a silver squeeze going on. Some of the different things. So is there a silver shortage? There's not here at the Gold Cove, I can say that. We're still probably buying more silver, buying more gold than we're selling, although that is turning around a little bit. Seems like almost at the turn of the new year, Some buyers are coming in, they're buying 100 ounces of silver, 200 ounces of silver. There are more buyers coming in than there were maybe the last quarter of last year even. People come in, you know, if you know your way around precious metals, you kind of know what you're doing. It's fine. People come in and they'll say, "Wow, what do I buy? Is that a known brand? Is that a brand made in the U.S.?" There's 100 different makers, and maybe there's 50, maybe there's 500. I don't know, but there's tons of them out there. That's not really that important to me when I'm buying at the counter. And so I don't know that it should be super important to the consumer either. Some of the different products that have been around forever is Sunshine Mint. That's a very well-known brand. It's beautiful. I mean, it's got a mirror look to it. If you care about aesthetics, this is a really nice looking bar. Very popular, very well-known. This one is a little bit well-known brand off kind of mainstream bar. It's a poured bar. Some people look for poured bars. And you look at this Silvertown Sunshine, it's perfect. It's extruded, it's factory made. This one has some flaws and characteristics, and people like that. They will look for that. But what I want to point out is Silvertown's a huge name, been around for a while. Same with Sunshine. Engelhart is a brand that they no longer make, but historically people love their Engelhart. Sometimes you'll pay more for these. Now, which I didn't used to see, but in the last few years, 5 years maybe, there's some government bars out there. So Royal Canadian bars. This one is St. Helena. And so these are cool. I think they have a bit more of a premium. Sometimes if I got 2 or 3, I just sell them at the same price. If you can get a government bar for a generic silver price, you would always take the government. Morgan Head Mint, you know, I don't even know if that's a verified mint there. This is flag. Sometimes you'll see way down in that little corner, you can see a logo. That means it was made by Silvertown. But if you didn't see that logo, and it wasn't there at all, it really doesn't matter. People care about brands a little bit. New people, new buyers, I don't care about them. What you do want to see when you buy, what is very important when you're buying silver, you want to see that it's marked 999. So the purity is 3 9s or higher, 2 9s or higher, but usually we see 3 9s. And you want to see the weight, 10 ounces, 5 ounces, 1 ounces. We do have a lot of 5-ounce bars. Those are common. I didn't bring any out for this video, but you want to see, is it marked pure? Is it marked 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce? If it's not and you're a casual silver stacker or investor or saver, I use investor loosely because I don't know that gold, I always maintain gold and silver are not a fantastic investment. It's a good form of savings, insurance. You want it to say 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce, kilo, 100 ounce, 100 gram. It must be marked on there. Now, sometimes you can buy stuff that's not marked, but you would be like a sophisticated collector or saver of gold and silver. And then you just don't really care. You know what you got. You know what you're doing. But I would say generally, if you're out at coin shows, coin shops, stay offline. We want you to come into the brick and mortars. But you can go online. I'm just teasing. You want to see that it has the size on it. Okay, so some of our major sellers in store are 10-ounce bars. Another major seller, maybe number 1 even, is the 1-ounce rounds. I think these are all buffalo rounds, some different variations of buffaloes. Really doesn't matter as long as you get clean, fresh rounds. Rolls, sometimes people come in and the talk in the shop is, oh, I want 2 rolls, or, you know, but many times you're buying them by the roll. If you're a onesie, twosie person, that's fine. But a lot of our customers will come in and say, give me 2 rolls, 10 rolls, 5 rolls. A roll is 20 coins. We've talked about that in the past. That's probably the number 1 seller, 1-ounce generic rounds. We do have 1-ounce generic bars. Not a huge seller. They're cool. They'll come many times plastic like this. They're preserved. They'll take up a little bit more space than your rolls. Eagles, obviously most people will know what a 1-ounce American silver eagle is. People will buy those by rolls many times. It's very common for somebody to come in and say, give me 100 eagles, that's 5 rolls, or a couple 100 eagles. Very well-known, common product. The other government product that I really like that's popular is the Canadian maple leaf. We're on the border of Canada here in Detroit. And so that's very popular locally. These come in rolls of 25. So if you say you want a roll, you're saying I want 25. And those are popular. They're usually $1 or $2 less than an American Eagle. And the generics are usually a couple, $4 or $5 less, $2-3 less than an Eagle. And so cheapest, a little bit more expensive, probably the most expensive common round is the American Eagle here in Michigan, probably in the United States. Couple other things. I mean, I can take you over here. We have a bucket of all these foreign silver from around the world. You would have Australian kangaroos. Cook Island makes a lot of different stuff. You have Somalian elephants, not super popular. Great Britain makes a lot of coins. And these are all things that people will pick at and kind of like say, I want a variety, but they're not as popular as the Eagle and the Maple Leaf here in the United States or Michigan. But they're out there. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. If you want to stay mainstream, you buy a few different products. If you like to make it exciting for yourself, you'll buy a whole bunch of other different things. Our main sellers, like I said, is the generic 1 ounce, Canadian Maple Leafs, American Eagles, 1 ounce bars, 10 ounce bars, and 90%. People do buy 90%. We have people that come in every day, they buy 90%. We just seem to really get stacked up on 90 here in the store because we buy more than we sell. Other times there's people, they want to come in, right? They're not, maybe they've been buying for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. They want to pick, show me some cool bars. And they'll pick out different images. They don't want to have 2, 5, 10 of the same thing. Give me one of these, one of those. It kind of makes it fun. It's a little bit of a hobby part of it. It keeps it exciting. At the same time, they're getting rid of cash, getting into commodity metal. That's all fine. Any way that you are, that you like to collect, that you like to buy is fine. I am going to say over the years, I have constantly heard there is a silver shortage. JP Morgan is shorting silver. Silver's got to go up. And it has gone up, pretty decent. If you bought in the last 5 years, you'd be pretty happy. But I think there's room for it to go. The problem is we hear like it's got to go up, it's going up, it's a can't miss opportunity. I think it's a long-term thing. It's always going to be a long-term thing. So yes, gold $2,700, silver $30.30. That seems out of whack to me. Will that adjust this year, next year? I don't know. I do know that probably silver is going to be a lot more expensive in 10 to 20 years. So if you are a get-rich-quick person, these are not your investments, okay? Investments are going to return a yield. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is really taking a bite out of precious metals because it's exciting. It's exciting. People don't want to wait and be prudent and be safe and just save and work and earn and save and have it keep even. They want excitement. So many times people are taking losses, even in the cryptos. They'll get in when things are high. They will trade what is real for what I could argue. Many do argue that is air. I don't know. I have some cryptocurrencies, but it's more out of fear of missing out, not out of confidence in that investment. But silver, it seems like a fair investment at $30. We always have some. Please like our videos. Subscribe if you've done business with us. Leave us a review. We appreciate you guys. Happy New Year. Enjoy the weekend coming up.